The High Court ruling in effect means that the case at the Anti-Corruption Court against former Town Clerk John Gakuo, suspended Local Government Permanent Secretary Sami Kirui, and suspended Nairobi Mayor Geoffrey Majiwa and others will have to wait the determination of a suit where Mary Ngeshi is challenging her trial. Ngeshi argues that she confessed names of all individuals implicated in the 283 million shillings cemetery scandal to CAS on grounds that she would be pardoned, a bargain that was not honored by the anti-graft body. Meanwhile, the High Court is expected to deliver its ruling on whether Charles Njoroge, a former director at the Communication Commission of Kenya, will rescind a ruling that nullified his appointment as the Director General of CCK. In the case, Njoroge argues that the court did not have the jurisdiction to give those orders since his appointment was done in accordance with the law. Under the High Court Family Division, Philip Moi is seeking to have Judge GBM Kariuki disqualify himself from hearing a maintenance case against him. Through his lawyer, Philip Moi argues that the judge was detained by his father when he was the president, saying that he might not deliver justice. Last week, the judge ordered Philip Moi to pay his ex-wife, Ploda Moi, 250,000 shillings monthly as her maintenance fee. Finally, a police officer attached to the Mulikoni police base in Busia County has denied charges of defiling a minor. Charles Muli is accused of defiling the Class 1 girl aged 6 years. The case against him will be heard on the 28th of next month.
The controversy surrounding the date of the next election has preoccupied the country's political debate, eliciting varied constitutional interpretations. In their maiden ruling, Supreme Court judges Jackton Ojwang and Njoki Ndung'u ruled that Kenya Institute of Governance and constitutional scholar Yashpal Gai be enjoined in the case as a friend of the court. This means the constitutional case pending in the High Court will now be taken over by the Supreme Court. However, the court failed to enjoin activist Okia Okoiti Omtata in the case when his application to be enjoined as an interested party was thrown out. The judges ruled that Omtata's application did not meet the constitutional requirements for him to be made an interested party. The judges will on Thursday next week sit to rule on whether the court has the jurisdiction to handle the case. Legal experts have in the recent past argued on the interpretation of Article 163(6), on which state organ has the capacity to seek advisory opinion from the Supreme Court.
In seeking to put an end to the controversy that has bedeviled the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee for over 1 year now, rendering it moribund, the House Business Committee, according to Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, has opted to have it reconstituted afresh.
By next Tuesday, if we do not get the names, the additional names, that's what we have said, we will then prescribe a final solution.
But MPs opposed to the idea are questioning where the House Business Committee got powers to disband the troubled committee, which was left with 8 members after ODM pulled out 3 of its members.
Under what standing order did you resolve to reconstitute this committee?
It is clear that we have political divisions in this committee.
They accused the Deputy Speaker-led liaison committee of frustrating efforts to reconcile committee members.
Why the leader of government business is allowing discriminatory application of the law in relation to certain committees when the Constitution simply says the House may establish committees, and we have established these committees, we have appointed membership into those committees, and now they are not performing their tasks, and therefore we are undermining the spirit and the letter of the Constitution.
Why the liaison committee failed to do so, and when they did not do their duty, Mr. Speaker, what can the chair do when we as chairs fail to perform our duties?
The chairman of the liaison committee instructed the committee not to go on with the elections, Mr. Speaker. In fact, when it met, there was an adjournment.
They argued that any attempts to rescind the appointment of members must be done on the floor of the House in conformity with the standing orders, a move opposed by Government Chief Whip Jacoyo Mediwo, who insists it is the prerogative of political parties to determine their members in House committees.
While it is the House business, which is an organ of this parliament, that appoints the people, it does it in consultation with political parties through the whip.
Political ground has shifted a lot in these matters, and the best thing is we look at ourselves as a house.
And to end this impasse, the VP said if ODM fails to submit its list of 5 names by Tuesday, a solution must be found to enable the all-important committee carry out its mandate.